So this is the 9th video in the multi-part series on why and how to cool down your twin cam and Milwaukee 8 engine. The next thing that you can do to cool down your Milwaukee 8 or twin cam engine is use a tank lift with or without a deluxe option. The way that the tanks come from the factory, they're actually sitting over the sides of the engine that are trapping the heat in the channel of the tank. And so when you look at a bike without a tank lift, you can't even see the top part of the engine because the tank is coming over the top of the engine and trapping all that heat in there. And so by lifting the tank up, that heat is no longer trapped. And very importantly, the curve of the tank is lifted up, and so when the air hits the front part of the tank that protrudes the most, with the tank lift, now air is now pushed down to flow over the engine and cool it off. It also has a side benefit of not as much air coming over the top of the tank, hitting the rider in the chest, coming up and causing buffeting for the rider with their glasses or their helmet. So a tank lift is good for a 10 to 15 degree drop in engine temperature simply by getting more air flowing over the engine and having less air trapped. A little side note here is that people have known this for years. I'm talking decades plus, and been raising the tank to get better cooling for the engine. Harley just in 2018 figured it out. They've known they've had a heat problem for a lot of years, but they just figured it out and just started using a lifted tank where the tank is not shrouding the engine in 2018 on the M8 Softails. They still haven't done it on the baggers, and of course the Dynas are no more. So they already come from the factory with a lifted tank, reduces buffeting, increases cooling for the engine with the tank lift. The next thing, and this is for baggers only, baggers and trikes, does not fit Softails, does not fit Dynas, and that is the cooling deflector wings. Cooling deflector wings catches the air coming forward and directs it straight down onto the engine. And it just accentuates what the tank lift is already doing. It's just forcing that air along the engine, cooling it down. It also is redirecting air, not as much air comes up and buffets the rider, glasses, and helmet. Cooling deflector wings are good for another, in addition to the tank lift, another 10 to 15 degrees of cooling the engine down. And that is with Softails and Dyna models. The coil is placed right at the rear of the rear cylinder. And so it's blocking all the air that would normally be circulating around the rear cylinder to cool it. What little air there is for the rear cylinder is being blocked by that coil. So by taking that coil out from right up close to the rear cylinder and putting it where this horn is, right in between the cylinders, you're going to get another 10 to 15 degree drop in temperature off your rear cylinder, which is the one that really needs the help, just by relocating your coil. On touring bikes and trikes, between the tank lift and cooling deflector wings, you're going to get an 18 to 25 degree drop in engine temperature, which is huge. And on Softails and Dynas, between the tank lift and the coil relocation, you're going to get a 20 to 30 degree drop in engine temperature, which again is going a long ways towards getting that engine cooler and getting that oil cooler. If you all liked the video, found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. Appreciate if you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share the video with your friends that might find it useful or interesting, and you all ride safe out there.